right now I'm doing simultaneously YouTube, wave, and Facebook. So good part of the day, my dear friends. We see, okay. Now I think everything is fine. So in this way, I see both. I see my cell phone right in front of me, and I am in front of my computer. So I can do both YouTube and Facebook Live. So once again, good part of the day. Freedom Friday is on. It just happens to be my favorite day, Friday. And this is the day when I like to communicate with my friends, with my students. So you probably have read the title of today's broadcasting. It is, Why Don't You Need Techniques to Stop Stuttering? But of course, if you have any other questions you have, let me move a little bit like this. If you have any questions that you have, you got to understand that every question you have is your block. And until you have the answer to your question, you will continue to be blocked. This is why I strongly encourage you to not wait for me to talk, and not just to sit and wait and listen, which is also fine with me. But instead of just sitting and listening, I encourage you to begin typing your questions in, to begin asking your questions. But meanwhile, I don't see any questions. Let me begin talking to you today. So those of you who do watch me on Instagram were probably shocked when they saw how I published, actually it's not on Instagram, but it's also on Facebook, the picture that I created recently. It's called People Who Stutter Are Fertile Slaves. Fertile slaves. They fertilize thousands of speech clinics and speech centers around the globe. This is the image. I created the image where people are standing in line, hundreds, thousands of people standing in line to these speech clinics. They have a cover. They're all blindfolded. They have a cover over their eyes. They're just standing in line and waiting to get in this clinic, but they do not realize that the whole clinic belongs to the bastion of lies. Lies. And here it is when I'm going to begin my conversation with you today. You got to understand that the whole world is based on two bastions. Two, in Russian we say camps, like bastions. Bastion of lies, bastion of truth. So I belong to the bastion of truth. I was born this way. I could never lie. I would get in a lot of troubles. When I was young, I was a little child and attempted to kind of make anything up. I would immediately become punished for that. I could never lie. I'm such an honest person that it just doesn't get to me. Lies don't get to me. Okay? I feel really, really bad when anything that is not truth, I'm around lies. I feel bad. I have zero tolerance towards lies. So the bottom line, I belong to a minority in this world, to a very small number of people who cannot tolerate lies. I could not, and I cannot. I'm speaking the truth in everything I say. Everything I do is about the truth, the way I know it. Of course, I mean, may not know everything because lies are everywhere. But the majority of people belong to the bastion of lies. They belong to lies, they believe lies, they accept lies, they act according to lies. And of course, when you believe lies, your life becomes a nightmare. Your life becomes a disaster because you belong to the bastion of lies. But you got to understand, truth and lie will always fight with each other. They always will exist. It's like two energies, truth, lie. They're two forces, and they're always in disagreement. It's just inevitable. The fight will never end. Why? Where do we get the lies from? From our imagination. This is the reality. Lies exist because we can imagine anything we want. That's the kind of human's nature. We can imagine anything, and when we imagine, when we see imaginary objects, these objects become reality for us. We believe lies, but because this imaginary reality does not resonate with reality where we are, like three-dimensional being, that we don't see with our eyes, we don't hear with our ears, we don't touch it, we don't smell it, we don't taste it, we get in trouble when we believe lies. So this is the time when I'm going to begin talking about Etalon. So what is Etalon? Etalon, it belongs to the bastion of truth. Truth, reality, information that resonate with reality, not imaginary. I don't imagine that the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening. No. I don't imagine that 2 times 2 is 4. No, this is reality. This is truth. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is what I am up to. Do all people like it? No, they don't. Because the majority of people like believing lies. They like it. Lies are easy to sell, very easy. Because when we sell lies, when people, dishonest people, sell lies, okay, wave. I still don't see your questions, guys. Type your questions. Don't just sit and listen. Type your questions. Okay, wave. I guess when I wave, I bring you in. So when we believe lies, when we attempt to sell lies, it's something that doesn't belong to reality, something unnatural, something that doesn't look like everything else around. It's very entertaining because lies are entertaining. And this is when it is easy to sell. Wave. Lies are easy to sell. So once again, I am here to sell the truth. Truth, yes, there is nothing wrong with taking money for my work. Nothing wrong. Work must be paid always. And as I was talking about it last broadcasting, I mentioned, I think when I was on Facebook, I mentioned it. When people, okay, I was talking about not having competitors. Yes, people who sell lies are not my competitors. I don't see them as competitors because they sell lies, I sell. We don't sell the same things. It is when people sell lies, that's when see each other as competitors. Look at my lie. My lie is more entertaining. My lie is more entertaining, and they see each other as competitors. Some people from Bastion of Lie sell this kind of techniques. Other people from the same Bastion of Lies sell another type of technique. They both sell lies. They both sell techniques, which no normal speakers in the world use. Never, ever. Ask anybody else who speaks normally, who doesn't consider him or herself a stutterer. What kind of technique do you use when you speak? A person will look at you and say, huh? What? I don't use any techniques. I just speak. So this is reality. When people from the Bastion of Lies sell lies, no matter what technique, no matter what speech training they sell, if it looks unusual, it's very entertaining. It's easy to sell. But they are not my competitors because I sell the truth. I sell information that resonates with reality. What is it? What is this information? It's very simple. There is nothing new in this information. Why? Because nothing is new under the sun. Nothing. Yes, we kind of may forget as a society, as a human's race, we may have forgotten a lot because we get carried away, we become interested in lies, and we forget about simple truths. And I want to tell you one simple truth. Today, I'm here to present a few truths. Okay, wave. Once again, people who stutter believe a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and this is why they struggle. Because each and every person who stutters belongs to the bastion of lies. It's a sad reality, bitter truth. Why do you guys belong to the bastion of lies? Very simple. You believe disinformation. But I would say you're not, of course, criminals. Of course. I mean, you are victims of the circumstances. You have been convinced in lies. You have been given the truths that you believe. It's not your fault, okay? When you were a young child, you were taught misinformation. And of course, it's not your problem. I mean, it's your problem. It's not your fault. You're more of a victim. You're not a criminal. But those who sell lies, they are inevitably become criminals. Although, of course, they don't know about that. They don't know themselves that they sell lies. That's the problem. They do not see that they are selling lies. Okay, wave. I don't know why I have to wave so much. So why do I call people who stutter fertile slaves? Because they fertilize and cultivate each and every lie about stuttering. Each and every lie about speech. Each and every lie has ever created by humans. Humans. Because the only person who has created us and our speech instrument, which is body and mind. This is the instrument. The only person who can explain how this instrument works is God or Mother Nature, whatever you believe in. We humans are little creatures. We don't know too many things. As I like to say, we are pretty dumb. We don't know it. But unfortunately, when we have a tendency, when we don't know something, when we cannot explain something, we have a tendency to imagine and speculate and hypothesize, and we create lies to explain these things that we don't understand. So, and that's where the problem starts. Stuttering is stuttering sickness, stuttering mysterious, stuttering medical condition is an invention of a human's mind. A human's mind that created a lot of lies. And once again, in order to sell, it has to be lie. It has to be a very entertaining, unusual lie. So, and people who stutter are the victims of this misinformation, of this invention of lies that took place over 100 years ago. And if you want to know more details, you can go to my website, livestutterfree.com, and you can read about when it happened, who did it, who invented this lie, and who was the first who started selling this lie, and so on. I'm not here to tell about this. So, and yes, before Etalon was discovered, the Etalon truth was discovered, people who stutter had no other way to go. They kept listening to different lies, they kept accepting these lies, and they kept believing these lies. Okay? So I still do not see your questions, guys. If you have any questions, type your questions to me, please. On Facebook, on YouTube, go ahead and type your questions in. So before, you guys didn't have any other place to go. Yes, you had to go with speech clinics, with speech pathologists, with speech therapists, with psychologists, with other people. However, today, when the truth is discovered, yes, stuttering has been solved. It doesn't exist as a medical condition. It's a simple inaccuracy in the action called speaking. Speaking is playing a musical instrument, wind instrument called body-mind machine. That's all. So how can you play any musical instrument? You need to know how, you need to become familiar with the instrument. Let's say if you want to play a horn, okay, this is a bicycle horn that I have here. And of course, before you can make perfect noises with a bicycle horn, you need to become familiar with the instrument, okay? Okay, here is a balloon, maybe a rubber ball. Okay, here is a pipe. So there is air in this rubber ball. I have to squeeze it, and the air is going to get out from the rubber ball. It's going to get through a tiny hole here, and it's going to begin vibrating, and the voice of this nasty horn, nasty voice, the sound will appear. Okay, so my job is just to become familiar with the instrument, and then I can just use it. I can use it. How much time do we need to become familiar with the instrument? 2 seconds, 3 seconds, if the instrument is so simple, right? What we have here is also an instrument. Yeah, it's much more complicated than a simple horn, because this is just the same from the mechanical perspective. Yeah, we have the same instrument right here built in. But of course, we have another part of this instrument which called the mind, the memory that we have. So all we need to do is to become familiar with how the speech instrument works. Then just have someone to explain to you how you use this speech instrument, and then you just begin using it. But you gotta become smart. You gotta understand how the speech instrument works and what you need to do to make it work perfectly. For example, if you don't know that you need to squeeze this rubber ball, no matter how much, you're going to be shaking it, blowing into it. Will it make noise? Of course not. You need to know that you need to squeeze right here. You need to make a muscle movement. You need to apply some very little force right here. And then it's going to make noise. It's going to create, we're going to extract the sound from this instrument. This is how our speech instrument works. Why I'm talking about it? Because I want you to understand that you don't need, we do not need much time to become familiar with the way our instrument works. It may require maybe an hour, maybe a couple of hours to get it like everything right, to understand, this is here is our lungs, here is our speech pipe, here are our vocal cords, here our mind is everywhere. It's not only in our head. You gotta understand where the parts of the speech instruments are, what are they, where they are. You have to experience how to operate these parts of the instrument. And then, guess what? You just go and use your speech instrument for the rest of your life accurately, with 100% accuracy. Okay, so I see on Facebook there are 3 people watching. I still don't see the questions. I guess there is no one watching on YouTube. Maybe it's the wrong time. Maybe you guys, I don't know. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it's too early for you. Okay, I will continue. So when you do not know how, you're not familiar with the instrument, you don't know how to play it, guess what you're going to begin doing? You're going to begin figuring it out. And you may begin asking others. You may take the instrument and you will go to someone else. Hey, can you tell me how to use this instrument? And a person may tell you, you gotta put this bicycle horn, it's just whatever, I saw it in my mind. You can put it under your arm and you can play like this. Is it comfortable? Yeah, it may work. Okay, it may work, right? You can put it in your mouth and start doing this. It may work, but is it comfortable? Is this instrument created to extract sounds from it in this way? Of course not. The bottom line, you need to know how to operate this body-mind instrument. It is an instrument. It is a device, just like any other device. For example, your cell phone, your computer, your pen that you write with. You need to learn how to operate it naturally, comfortably. It has to be comfortably. And guess what? What is the most comfortable way to operate any instrument? It is the way how the one who created this instrument, how that person created it. So it's like, again, basic instructions, how to operate this body-mind machine. Only the guy up there, God or Mother Nature, who created this body-mind device, they know how to operate it. He knows how to operate it. We can only guess. And the problem is when we guess, we create all kinds of lies. If you belong to the bastion of lies, then you're going to be creating lies. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Academic Snishko, Mr. Roman Snishko, belongs to the bastion of truth. Your, I don't know how to translate it from Russia. I just saw this word in Russian and I don't know how to say it. At the bottom line, I also belong to the bastion of truth. Lies never stick to me. They never make sense to me. Don't ask me why. I'm a very honest person. When you talk to me, I give you only information that resonates with reality. So when I go about speaking, when I go about using this wind instrument, lies do not resonate with me. I see the way how this body-mind machine works. I didn't see it right away, of course. It took me 30 years of operating with lies, being frustrated with lies, not being happy, working through lies. Because if you still don't know, I used to be a conventional speech and language therapist for 30 years of my life. And I was not happy about, yeah, hi, I see at least one. Wacky, hi, thank you. Type in your question if you have it, because I can go on and on. I have a whole list of topics Mr. Snishko covered when he was talking last time. He was talking about bastion of lies and bastion of truth. He was talking about it, that lies and truth will always exist. Lies are majority. Most people who live in this world like lies. They belong to the bastion of lies. And very few people belong to the bastion of truth. This is normal. This is totally normal. You got to understand. I'm not here to blame anybody. Even speech and language therapists, I'm not here to blame them. No, I was one of them. And I know that I didn't believe too many lies, but it never made sense to me. I was just running away from working with people who stutter because it never resonated with my understanding of life, of my ability to see and perceive life, not lies, life, okay? This is why I was put in this situation for 30 years, where some of the truths were available to me. And this is why I was one of the best speech and language therapists. I would always have a line of clients signing up for working, for teaching their children with me in my classroom. And this is why I never understood why I have a long line and some other speech therapists that I worked with in the same facility didn't have this line. I couldn't understand why. Now I can explain it. They believed lies. They believed it. I could never believe lies. Even when people who stutter would come to me, I would tell them honestly, I don't know what stuttering is. And what they teach me to do with you, the way to help you, never resonates with me. It doesn't resonate with reality the way I see. This is why you better go somewhere else. I can only tell you that there is nobody who knows about stuttering in the world. This is what I would tell anybody who would come to me ready to pay. Here is the money, take it. I'm ready to pay. I would tell the person, no, I will not work with you. That was 7 years ago. Today, the picture has changed. I know code, what stuttering is, what speech is. What is the cause people stutter? Why people stutter? How people develop stuttering? I know the answer to all these questions. Okay, how can I remove my fear? Great question, Waki. Here is a very simple answer. Let's say you have a fear of flying a helicopter. You would sit in the helicopter, and someone, just situation where you would someone put you in a helicopter and tell you, come on, Wacky, fly the helicopter. Would you be fearful to fly a helicopter? Just type to me yes or no. My guess is yes. If you never learned, if you never experienced how to fly a helicopter, you would be always fearful. And to answer your question, once again, you gotta understand, what is fear? What is it? Fear is something that we don't want to deal with. We want to run away from. Why? We want to run away from something that we don't know how to do well. And we want to run away from something that hasn't happened yet. Because each moment we fear something, it is something that we fear in the future. In the future, not at the moment. I am fearful of something that hasn't happened yet. Fear is our friend. Natural fear is our friend. You got to understand it. Let's say you're walking on the street, okay? And you see a huge mastiff, these big dogs running towards you with the saliva sticking from the mouth, running towards you fast, huge dog. Would you be fearful? Of course. And what would you do? You would run. You would fly, right? Because you know this is an immediate danger right now at the present moment. And when you see this immediate danger, of course, you run. You run fast for life. Now the same kind of setting, but there is not a dog. There is a cute girl or a nice looking, like handsome businessman walking towards you. Okay? And you need to ask for direction. Okay? Let me wave. So you walk towards this person and you feel the fear of asking a question. What is it? What is the immediate danger that you're feeling right now? And once again, you focus on this immediate danger with your mind. What is it? Has it already happened? If even, let's imagine you made a mistake. Let's imagine, because I know you're going to tell me, oh, I'm afraid that I'm going to make a mistake. Let's imagine you did make a mistake. Will this handsome guy or a cute girl pull the gun from the pocket and shoot you? Will you die because of this mistake? Will you lose your life? What will happen even if you did make a mistake? Yeah, a person may smile, a person may don't understand why you cannot ask a question. A person may be fearful because a person doesn't understand what's going on with you. Why you're not asking a question? You stopped me, but you didn't ask. But once again, even if this happened, will you die? Will something major happen? Will you get a heart attack or something? Of course not. So once again, and what are you afraid of? What do you want to run away from? You want to run away from something that A, hasn't happened yet. It's something in the future. You may make a mistake, but it's in the future. You don't even know if you're going to make this mistake. But at this moment, you're 100% focused. Your mind is on worrying, being afraid of this mistake. Can you focus on doing it correctly at this moment? No, you can't. Because you got to understand how your mind works. So A, you focus on the future, not on the present moment. And B, you simply may not know how to do it correctly. You don't know what to focus on, what you need to do with 100% accuracy. Why? You don't have this information in your mind. And this makes you fearful because you don't know, what am I supposed to focus on? Okay, here is another question I have. Why is it, okay, I hope I covered, Wiki, your question. If not, ask the next question. Okay, I have questions here and there. Let me go with Facebook first, and then I'm gonna go to YouTube. Okay, the question, Raman McLean. Why is it when I am alone, I can speak perfectly, but when I am speaking to someone, I stutter? It's a great, great question. And you're absolutely right. There are many, many people who stutter. Actually, let me put it in a different way. 100% of those who stutter, okay, let's put it 99.99% because there is always something weird. You have to be a complete, like, completely, how do I put it in an accurate way, politically correct way, dumb person. Okay, dumb is a good word. You have to be completely dumb. Okay, not to be in this 100%. So 99.99% of people who stutter can speak. In some situations, they can speak perfectly. In some situations. But in other situations, they cannot. Why? The answer is very simple. The reason you can speak in some situations totally normally is because there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing broken in your 100% healthy, intact body, mind, instrument. Don't forget, it's an instrument. Nothing is wrong with you. And when you are using it without any technique, without anything weird, when you are focused on what you want to say, you are focused on that, and you're doing it in the way Mother Nature created you to do. You're doing it unconsciously. You're just doing it in the correct way. You're doing it right. Your body-mind machine, your body-mind instrument works perfectly. However, when you get in front of, I am speaking to someone. Okay, when you get in front of someone, guess what you are doing? You change the goal. You change the purpose, the goal in your mind. Instead of just simply taking information, giving it out, taking information, giving it out the way normal people do, you change the goal now. Now you want to impress someone. You want to basically, I hate to say that, but this is reality, and forgive me, put your ego in your pocket. I am here not to hurt anybody. Forgive me if it hurts, because yeah, people get in this cognitive dissonance and keep telling me, no, I'm not this way. Just listen. You want to lie about who you are. You want to make an impression in front of someone that you are a great speaker, but you are not. This is reality. You do not have an experience of speaking correctly, adequately, with 100% accuracy in front of someone. You have never experienced it. And you believe the lie. When I'm in front, when I'm alone, I can speak well. Okay, this is okay, it goes well. But when I'm in front of someone, you believe that you need to do something differently. You begin doing what you believe you need to be doing. What is it? I don't know, because I don't see you at the moment. Wave. Sorry, wave. I gotta wave. Do I have to wave? Okay. So the bottom line, when you are alone, you do it naturally. You do it accurately without even realizing that. The thing is that you have no idea what is it that you are doing naturally that makes you speak perfectly. Do you know that? No, you don't. This is the problem. You have no idea what is it that you are doing when you're speaking alone that makes you normal speaker. And this is exactly what I teach when you come to me. You step in the Etalon classroom, I share the truth. When I talk to my students and they begin making mistakes, I simply ask them questions. Why did you do this right now? Why? And of course, 100% of people who stutter, my students, answer, I don't know why I did this. I just did. And this is your block. You don't know why you do what you do. You don't know that. And that's the problem. Okay? So when you come, step in the classroom, I simply explain that what you do is incorrect. And I don't just explain theoretically. I make you become familiar with the instrument, how the instrument works. It takes just from a few minutes to a couple of hours, how to use this instrument. It's very simple. God doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't create anything that is complicated. Everything in our body is simple for God, not for us. Okay? Doctors and other researchers do their best researching the body, but they still don't know 100% how everything works. Okay? So the bottom line, when you speak alone, you use naturally your body-mind instrument according to the way God created you. But when you go outside and you look at someone else, you change the goal. You attempt to please someone else. You attempt to focus your mind on someone else. And once again, when you focus your mind on someone else, guess who you can talk about? Only about someone else. If I look at a person in front of me, I can only tell him, oh, you look so good. I like your earrings. I like the way you smile. Where did you buy this hat? Because this is what I see clearly with my mind. But if at this moment I want to talk about what I ate for breakfast, I cannot do this. I have blocked my access to my mind focused on this object, on these images. I can see only what I direct my mind to. I hope I explained it even more right now. So if you have more questions, just go ahead and ask. I'm gonna go to YouTube now. Okay, YouTube. I have been stammering all teenage life. Today, I don't stutter, but sometime, that's the key word, it come to me to have difficult to some, and also often I have fear to speak publicly fluently. What can I, okay, I can tell that a person has a hard time speaking English, but let me kind of interpret the question. So Abase is asking that he has been stuttering for all his teenage years, and he believes that it went away, but sometimes it comes back, and he doesn't know why. I want you to understand, if you still have not figured out how this instrument works, body, mind, instrument. It's an instrument, it's a device. If you still haven't figured it out, okay, then it will always come back. Let's say you figure it out how to use this instrument when you are alone. You are doing it, no problem. You are speaking, no problem. Okay, I'm talking to YouTube. I need to look there. Okay, so you have figured it out. Good for you. You have learned it. But if you step in a situation, in a new situation, it doesn't matter whether you are 3, 4, or 50 or 80 years old. It doesn't matter. You have to become familiar with the instrument, how to use it. So if you still are not familiar, if you're still asking questions, what should I do to use my speech instrument correctly everywhere? You need to become familiar how it works anywhere, in any situations. And you need to be focused on using it with 100% accuracy. Accuracy, it's all very simple. You got to understand, why are we inaccurate in any action we perform? Why? We may be inaccurate. Why? There are actually three reasons why we're not inaccurate in any action we perform. In reading, in skiing, in skating, in jumping on a trampoline, in drawing, in any other action. It doesn't matter. In writing, in typing on the keyboard or on our cell phone. There are three reasons. I've talked about them last time broadcasting on Facebook, but I'm going to go again. Three reasons. Reason number one, I don't know how to do it correctly. I've never learned how to do it correctly. It's very simple. I don't know. I'm not familiar with an adequate way how to use the instrument to perform this action. I have never learned how to fly a helicopter. Every time someone puts me in the helicopter and tell me, come on, Anna, you can do it. It's simple. Fly a helicopter. I'm going to, no, I'm fearful. I don't know how to fly a helicopter. Reason number two, I may have learned how to fly a helicopter, but I may fall asleep at the switch. I may become distracted. I may become inattentive. The bottom line, I'm not focused 100% on how to operate this device with 100% accuracy, with 100% precision. Okay? So reason number one, again, I don't know, lack of information. Reason number two, inattentive. When I am not 100% focused on how to do it correctly. And reason number three, which is also the reason, I don't care how to do it. I don't care whether I am going to be flying correctly my helicopter or not. I don't care whether I'm going to lose my life or not. I don't care whether I'm going to be driving my car accurately and hit the tree or not. This is what drunk people do, or people on drugs. They don't care They get drunk and begin driving, and that's when they get in accidents because they don't care. They may know how to drive a car, but of course, when we don't care and we are not attentive, this kind of goes together. When we don't care, we don't focus on things that we do. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Hopefully you do. So 3 reasons. I don't know, lack of information, not familiar with the instrument. I'm not focused on how to do it correctly, or I don't care whether it's correct or not. And the people from Bastion of Lies are from these 3 things. They don't know how to do it correctly without mistakes. Let's talk about speaking. They don't know what the speech instrument is built of. They're not familiar in details. Okay, speech professionals may know something. Why I can judge? Because once again, I have a master's degree in speech and language pathology. Master's degree. And I have 30 plus years of experience dealing with people with various speech inaccuracies, deficiencies, underdevelopment of speaking skills. I know how the speech instrument is built, but even I learned the truth only 7 years ago. I didn't know a lot of truth about it. So each and every person from the Bastion of Lies, speech therapists, pathologists, psychologists, neurologists, doctors, blah, 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 they are from the Bastion of Lies. You got to understand, your specialist, conventional specialist, can be the best person God has ever created, but this person doesn't have the right training. This is the problem. No training. Okay, sorry, I got away a little bit from telling you, answering the question. So once again, the answer why you still don't know, you still make mistakes. Why sometimes your mistakes happen, and because you still don't know what it is. You're still not familiar with your body-mind instrument and how to use it in the way God created it to use. You still, even when you focus on speaking, you don't know what to focus on. You have no idea what is it that I am supposed to do with 100% precision. You don't know. And the reason number 3, once again, that's what most of people from Bastion of Lies today attempting to convince people who stutter, accept stuttering, accept your mistakes. This is a lie. How can you accept something that sounds funny, sounds crazy? It sounds crazy. How can you accept it? It's people from Bastion of Lies. And they believe in these lies. And they recommend people who stutter should accept their inaccuracy. Once again, each and every stuttering mistakes, stuttering occurrence is a typo. I explained it last time on Facebook. So here it is. It's very, very simple. When we are typing on the computer, what do? Sometimes again, there are 3, reasons, remember, for mistake. We don't know how to do it accurately. We are not focused on doing this accurate action, or we don't care. So when we are typing on the keyboard, here is a keyboard, I'm typing. I've never learned how to do it without looking. Some people can do it. I've never learned. They need to look, okay? So when I make a typo, guess what the reason for this typo is? Number 1, I never learned how to type without looking. And if I don't look, I may make a mistake, a typo. Reason number 2, my finger may slip at this moment because I am not focused. I'm not making sure that my finger pushes the right key. And reason number 3, when I'm in a hurry and I go too fast, I'm in a hurry, and guess what? Once again, my finger may slip. It's a typo. Do I need to get my finger, take my finger and go to a doctor and tell, hey, doctor, I need a cure for my finger because I just made a mistake with my finger? Of course not, because it's crazy. But you just do what? After you slipped your finger, you just adjust to the normal action. You pay attention to where you put your finger and you continue. Maybe you need to slow down, give yourself time to select with your mind, to select the right key, okay? Maybe you need to learn how to type without seeing letters with your eyes and seeing them in your mind, okay? You gotta make adjustments. But until you have learned how to perform this action with 100% accuracy, the questions why will come to you all the time, and you will continue making mistakes. So the advice, how can I get rid of my mistakes, is very simple. Become familiar with the way your body-mind instrument works for extracting the word melodies from your speech instrument. Become familiar how it works. Okay, Facebook, guys, you are behind. I get a lot of questions on YouTube, but I don't have too many questions on Facebook. Okay, Facebook, guys, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go to Hi, UB, Teslas and Bet. See, I don't know how to read your name, and that's why I probably found funny. Okay? But this is what I see with my eyes. The question is, oh, I'm so sorry. There is another question. Let me get up. I'm 30 years old. How can I come out? I am always stuck, not with some words, but suddenly I start stuttering. I'm not sure what the question is, not with some words, but suddenly I start stuttering. So you got to understand once again, it's again goes to the same thing. When you don't know how this body-mind instrument works, you will always get stuck. If I don't know how to use my other device, let's say, okay, let me wait. If I take the new device, new cell phone, okay, today all cell phones are kind of similar, but let's say I'm using an iPhone. Let me get my iPhone. I have an extra one. Okay, here is the iPhone, right? So if I am not familiar how to use some other device, let's say this is 6 Plus, okay? But let's say I buy 10, iPhone 10, and it's a little bit different, okay? So what is it, the first thing I'm gonna do? I'm gonna begin playing with this instrument, and at first, I will stutter. I will stupor. I will push the button. It doesn't work this way. Let me try this way. Let me try push this. Let me try that. Oh, I first need to figure it out how this new, for me, instrument works. This is the bottom line. You need to become familiar with the instrument. And then you begin using it, operating it in the way, okay, Apple created it. It's not God. Apple created it, right? So whoever created this device, they know how it works. But once again, until we know how the device works, we will be always blocked. We will be always asking questions. Why? How do I get rid of it? So, and once again, if you don't know, you may be 30 years old, 30 years of age. You have been playing with this body-mind device for 30 years, but you still don't know how it works. You may have figured it out in certain situation how it works, and then you go to a different situation and you begin misusing it. You begin using it incorrectly. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I hope you do. So give me an example how to, oh, sorry, it's not. But suddenly I start stuttering. Yes, suddenly means you are in the unfamiliar setting. When you set up the incorrect goal for speaking. It's once again what I just explained. When you are at home, some people don't have this. But a person who asked a question on Facebook, he just asked, when I am alone, I can speak fine, but when I'm in front of someone, I begin stuttering. This is suddenly. Why? Because when you are alone, your goals are normal. They are normal. You take information, you give information. Take information, give information. And you are doing in the way God created you to do. You don't realize it, but that's what it is. Then you get in front of someone and you change the goal. Now you want to please someone who is in front of you. You want to make a good impression of someone who is in front of you. And that's not what normal speakers do. I don't care. I know that there are, okay, 10 people here, 5 people here are watching me. I don't care. I'm not focused on who is watching me. What are they thinking about me? I'm focused on what I want to see and name. This is a key word. I need to see clearly what is it that I want to name. Clearly. If I don't see clearly what is the object I want to name, I will stumble 100%. Okay? Okay. One question from YouTube and then I'm going to Wacky. Okay, so once again, you will always stuck sat here until you become familiar with your speech instrument. Excuse me, how it works. You will always be stuck, always, until you become familiar with the instrument. And you will always feel stuck if you attempt to use any of the techniques. I just looked at the title of my today's broadcasting. Every time you use a technique, no matter what technique is, it's the way of created from the bastion of lies. People who created a lie and they sell the lie. You will never, ever get rid of stuttering if you use any techniques, because normal people never use techniques. Every technique is the way of abnormal speaking. Every technique is abnormal recommendation. It's the way of stuttering. Even if for some time you may feel a little bit better, easier speaking, because that's what it is. That's what I was going to talk about. That's what Mr. Snishko talked about during his broadcasting. Yeah, you may feel a little better after you have attended your speech therapy. Sometimes, you know, sometimes they give you a little bit of information, those who see a little bit of truth, okay? But it always comes back because they never explain to you what the speech instrument is, how it works. They give you a crutch, okay? But it will always come back and you do feel a little bit better. This is the main goal of each and every speech clinic, speech technique, speech center, psychologist, MD. This is the goal, the main goal, to make you feel a little bit better for a short time. So you leave them with this result. I'm feeling better about my speech. Better. And you believe that one day in the unknown future, you're going to see yourself speaking normally. This is the lie. This is the lie. This is the disinformation from the bastion of lies. When you step in the Etalon classroom, you become familiar with the instrument that you use to extract melodies, because every word is a melody from your wind instrument. And you get the result now, within a few minutes to a few hours. Now, today, at the evening, if you start working with me in the morning, at the evening, you will begin. You will begin using your instrument in the way we all do. And you will not stutter today, not in the unknown future, today. And you will begin going forward, forward, forward. You never go back to these stupid bastions of lies with their stupid techniques, with their harmful techniques. No, with the Etalon unblocking program, my students always go forward, forward, forward. You know, there is no question here, but sometimes I get a question. If I'm not successful, can you give me my money back? No, because we never go back. You gotta understand it. Once you have learned the truth, you continue going forward, forward, forward. Today, you're gonna stop stuttering. But tomorrow, you're gonna have to continue mastering your skills. You need to see how this natural way of speaking the truth works, no matter where you are. No matter who is in front of you, you gotta move forward, forward. You have to follow these norms everywhere, always. And there is always room for perfection. Even when you hear me speak, sometimes I do stumble. Why? It's very, very rarely, but I do stumble because English is not my first language. And sometimes I do have a problem selecting the name. I may see the object, the image of what I want to name, but I have a hard time choosing which name I want to use for this object, for this image. And that's when I stumble. I do my best not to do. And by the way, you see the way I speak. It doesn't happen too often when I make mistakes. I do my best, especially when I broadcast, of course. I can guarantee I will not make even one mistake till the rest of the broadcasting, hopefully, when I am focused on how to do it accurately. That's the only thing I do have sometimes, because I always care how to do it correctly, accurately. Sometimes I'm not focused, and that's when mistakes happen. Okay, so let's go back. Mostly I started with vowels. Could you give me an example how to let out words from my mouth? This is an amazing, oh, sorry, I have to wave here. This is an amazing, again, question from the bastion of lies. Because this is something that you have learned, that you need to speak with separate sounds, that vowels are difficult. To understand how we use this body-mind instrument to produce any sound, you need to understand how it works. You need to understand that normal people do not care whether it is a vowel, whether it is a consonant. We don't speak in consonants and vowels. We speak in whole words, period. When I see an image, I know the name is horn. This is a bicycle horn. I don't care what the vowel is in this word. Horn. I need to learn the name of this image, whether it's in front of me and I see it with the eyes, whether it's in my mind, I see the image of it. I know the name of it is a whole word, horn. I never divide the word into parts, never. With a person like you, I would probably spend about 2-3 hours explaining how the word horn is built of, what the word horn is built of, what little parts of it is. But I am going to kind of show you how this word is built of with only one reason, to show that we don't care about these parts. It's like when you go to the first grade, what do? You first learn every single letter, how to write it. What is the reason you write the letter? So you could finally learn how to spell each and every word. When you sit down and write the word mother, you no longer worry about how to write the word, the letter M, separate letter M. You don't care about that. You need to have an image of the word mother. And it's, again, it's the written image. It's totally different from speaking. The written image, I call it a trace of ink. I have to see how the word mother is written with letters in my mind. It's kind of a picture of a word. I have to see it in my mind. And when I see it, I don't care about separate sounds. I go M-O-T-H-E-R. I just write it. I don't even realize that I'm writing separate letters. I don't realize it because I'm focused on the picture and I'm typing. You got to understand that each spoken word is also one entity. It's indivisible. It's one. It's a union of sounds. It's a melody. Let's say the word computer. Computer. I don't care what vowels are there. Computer. What I do need to know is a precise emphasis. Computer. Computer. I don't care what separate sounds are. And once again, a person like the one who asked the question, I would spend about 2-3 hours how to learn this word as one whole entity with a precise emphasis. Computer. It should never be saved in your memory as, for example, computer or computer. No, the melody goes like this. Computer. Computer. That's it. Once you have learned it, you know how to say it, then you have to focus on saying it in exactly the same way with 100% accuracy. And of course, you have to care about you being accurate, not to feel shameful. Okay? So once again, become familiar with your instrument. Come to me. I will help you to become familiar with your instrument in only 3 days. Or, of course, okay, I'm sorry, there was a question and I didn't answer. Okay. Can you explain some techniques in fear? Wacky! You're talking about techniques. That's the problem. That's the problem. There are no techniques. You gotta understand what fear is. No techniques will ever help you. The only technique is you gotta become smart. Smart, yes. And this is what I always talk about. People who stutter may be smart about a lot of other things. They may be smart about how to spell words. They may be smart about writing poems. They may be smart about writing messages, about mocking Anna Deeter, about writing all kinds of stuff. They may be smart about a lot of other things, dancing, I don't know, drawing, a lot of other. They may have a lot of skills. They may be smart about doing this, but they are totally dumb about speaking. Dumb. Their head is empty. They have no idea how to use their body-mind instrument. And of course, when you are dumb, every time you use the instrument, you become fearful. You fear of making mistakes. If you are not a good dancer, you are dumb in dancing. You have never learned to dance. You don't know how your body works to dance for dancing. Imagine yourself in the audience with a stage and someone screams, "Hey, Wacky, come on up on stage. Show us what you get. Show us how you can dance." Would you be fearful? You would. If you have this, don't have this third ingredient. If you don't care, if you're drunk, if you're drugged, you don't care how you're going to look and if people are going to laugh at you, then of course you're going to get on stage and become that stuttering who accepted his stuttering in dancing. Okay? You're not going to be fearful. But if you are like a rational person, you do care. You don't want people to laugh at you. You don't want to feel shame about being a moron dancing like clumsy. See, I forgot the word. Clumsy. Okay? And if you don't know how to dance, you don't know what to focus on. Will you be fearful? Yes, you will. You will be fearful. You got to understand, speaking is an action. Action. And action can never be sick. Action doesn't need any techniques. You got to face your fear. Face it. You got to understand, what is it that I'm fearful about? You got to become smart. And when you guys come to me, when you step in the Etalon classroom, I make you smart. Mr. Mansnishko and I, we make you smart. How? We give you the truth. I hate lies. I hate lies. People from Bastion of Lies are not my competitors. I don't see them as competitors. But I hate lies. This is why, to be in your video, someone wants to be in my video. No, I can't. How can I let you be in my video? Okay, I'm going to just wave. Okay, so let's see what the next question is. Does fear affect? Of course, fear affects speech. Of course, fear affects everything. If I am fearful walking on the stairs, if I am in the dark room with the stairs and I'm fearful to walk down the stairs, will I be walking down the stairs? I'm not going to go there. I'm not. What is the reason when we enter the dark room and the first thing we do what? Where is the switch? I want to switch the light. I want to switch it on. Why? Because we want to see. We want to become smart about what we want to do with our body. If you do not see clearly where you want to take your body, it's gonna stop you. You just, okay, I want you to understand that the truth is even in the word stutter. Just visualize the way the word stutter is. They spell the word stutter. What are the first two letters? S-T, right? S-T, stutter. What is the next S-T? And then goes the word utter. Utter. Do you see it in your mind? Visualize. You guys are good visualizing letters, I know that. Stutter, S-T, the first part, utter is the next word. Guess what it is? Stop. S-T means stop. It's the root of the old word, stop. So you stop uttering. Why? 3 reasons. I don't know how to do it with 100% accuracy, or I'm not focused on how to do it accurately, or I don't care. 3 reasons you will stop uttering. And the word utter means completely. Basically, to utter means to say a complete word, a whole word. That's the truth. I am telling the truth. Okay, so next question. Okay, and once again, does it affect speech? Yes, it does. When you don't know, you're not familiar with your instrument, how to use it, you will always stop. Let's say I want to do something else. Okay, this is a very simple example. You're typing on the computer keyboard because it's very, very similar to the way we speak. Here we have a printer. Okay, this is our printer. Just the difference is when we type these keys, we print out the written information. When we use the printer in our mouth, we use the keys, our tongue, our vocal cords, our tongue. These are our keys. And these are the air is, instead of the finger, we use the airflow. The airflow is our finger. It's very similar, okay? The same mechanism. So when you are typing on the computer keyboard and you see that your finger slipped, and you see that there is a mistake on the computer, for a split of a second, you go into a stupor. Ah, oops, I made a mistake. Oops. You stop typing. Stop. It's inevitable. You stop typing. What does it mean? The finger slipped and you go into stupor. Ah, the finger slipped. Once again, you stop typing. Exactly the same principle works in speaking. When your flow of air slipped, or whatever, any keys that you use in speech instruments slipped because of these 3 reasons, you will always stop speaking. It's inevitable. Here is the bottom line. Stuttering is an inaccuracy that leads to a stupor. Stupor. And the word stupor actually also has a meaning. It's amazing meaning. It's when you have to stop the action that you were doing. You have to stop doing what you were doing because it's inaccurate. Stupor is to stop the action. In Russian, upor is like when you lean against something. Lean against something and you stop because you lean against the wall. There is no way to go. The action is inaccurate and you cannot continue. Okay, so I hope I explained. I feel same when I stutter. Yes, pets. You feel ashamed when you perform inaccurate action. So there are no more questions. If you guys have more questions, I will answer right away. I am from the bastion of truth, and I give you the truth. And I want you to understand, no one so far on this planet can give you this truth. A whole army of conventional therapists, pathologists, specialists, experts, then the nicest people, they may be nice, but they do not have the training. The problem is the training. And I am communicating with people who are in this lie-based industry. They sincerely don't understand what I'm talking about. They sincerely publish on Instagram. I just got into conversation with a speech and language therapist in Russia. She sincerely wants to help children who stutter. She makes posts, videos about how to do breathing exercise. It's crazy. It's insane. And when I type to her, why are you doing this to children? I'm not blaming you personally. I have been doing this for 30 years in my life. This is very, very harmful. You got to understand that every time you do any technique, when you train breathing, when you do breathing practices, you damage your own natural breathing mechanism. You damage. That's where all the sicknesses come from. When you focus on breathing, which has zero connection with speaking, zero. It does not have any connection. Speaking is not linked to breathing. You gotta understand it. Learning to breathe, they call it speech breathing. It's just crazy what people from the bastion of lies teach people who stutter. This is why I call people who stutter fertile slaves. If you stutter, you are a fertile slave. You come to those who sell lies, and you fertilize, and you cultivate all these places with clinic centers and so on. This is the reason. The Etalon unblocking masters do not have any clinics. I work online only. It takes only 3 days. Go. You don't need to come back. What do I need to have a clinic for if you are never going to come back? You come to me only for 3 days. Yeah, sometimes people do come back and ask if they forgot something, because there's so many lies. It's so easy to believe lies because people genuinely want to give you a lie because they believe this is going to help you. It's a lie, but they are not aware of it. Speech therapists are not aware that they are selling lies. They're not aware of it. This is why when you come to a conventional specialist simply gives you a weird task, It's all about doing something that doesn't really help you, okay? It makes you feel a little bit easier, but to help you to feel easier, but never cure completely. That's the goal for each and every conventional experts who deals with people who stutter. Make you feel a little bit better, but never get rid of stuttering completely. That's the bottom line, okay? This is why when you use any technique, you may feel a little bit better because you change the form of stuttering. Stuttering doesn't go anywhere. It remains with you because you still remain dumb about speaking. You don't know how your speech instrument works. You remain dumb, and dumb people remain suffering. It will never go away. You will always stutter until you become smart about speaking. Become smart. Stupid people suffer. Stupid, dumb people are easy to fool. Very easy. They're very easy to sell lies. You just put a very nice smile on your face. You smile. You just tell you're so good. You're such a good guy. Yes. And you make a kind face, and that's it. Sometimes I am not looking kind. I don't look kind. I don't look too appealing because I hate lies. It's my nature. I go against lies. I mean, I don't go against. It doesn't stick to me. I hate lies. And I do my best to spread truth. But you may say, yeah, I mean, those who sell lies, they have one goal: to make you feel better and come back. And that's a machine. This is like, what do you call them? Perpetuum mobile, I think that's how they say. Perpetuum mobile, the device that never stops. It's non-stop device. It works because it keeps being powered by some power. So this is what stuttering cure business is. They sell you something that makes you feel a little bit better, and then you get out of these centers and clinics, and while others are there and getting better, you are getting worse, because stuttering is still with you. It's a different form of stuttering. Then you guys switch places. The ones who has felt a little bit better goes away from the clinic, leaves the clinic, and you come back. And this never stops. This process never stops. You keep fertilizing speech clinics, speech centers, doctors, psychologists, and so on, speech therapists, pathologists. Because you are still not familiar with the way your body-mind device is built. It's very simple. When you are dumb, you go and listen to what others say with their information and disinformation. Okay, so I talk too much. Let me see, I have a few questions. Salman, you keep asking questions. Is every stutterer... Okay, I can't read when it's grammatically incorrect. Doesn't every stutterer know how to use speech instrument? Yes. If you stutter, it means you have no clue how to use your naturally built, God-built, Mother Nature's built body-mind instrument. You have no clue. Because once again, if you have read my book, Khan, you have read my book, right? The speech instrument has 3 ingredients, 3 parts. I mean, each person has 3 ingredients. It's body, mind, and will. You know how they say, where is the will, there is a way. So right now, if you are listening to me, you do have the will. You do want to learn. You do want to get rid of stuttering. So let's not talk about the will right now. Let's talk about the other 2 ingredients of the body-mind device. It's the mind, and the body. Mind and body. And guess what? Everything starts in the mind, because our body is just a mirror of our mind. If I believe that I can see in the darkness, I believe that I have a special vision, I have a darkness, I mean, in the room, but I believe that I can see the steps and I can run down the stairs in the dark room, I will begin running down the stairs, and guess what's going to happen? I will fall. My body is not going to stop you. Hey, you don't have a special vision. You have to turn the light on. My body is not going to stop me. My body will do what I believe here. I will begin running downstairs and I will break every bone in my body. I will fall. If I believe that I can say a sentence at once and I will begin attempting to say a whole sentence at once, I will do, my body will do this because I believe something that is not reality. It doesn't resonate with reality. When we say one word, when one word is coming from our mouth, there is no spot, no space for the second one. It's impossible to say even 2 words at the same time. You got to understand what we have in your mind, that's what resonates in our body. So if you don't know how your body-mind device works, and by the way, you need to know not just theoretically, because, for example, Han, I know this guy, he has read my book. He knows the theory, but he has never stepped in the Etalon unblocking class, and he has no clue how to do it practically. He has never experienced it, okay? This is why he still doesn't know. He has never experienced how to use his body-mind instrument. And that's why he has been around for 7 years. That's the conversation I'm kind of continuing to have with Mr. Khan, okay? So, okay, there is another question I have. Oh, great, I have so many people asking questions today. Good job, guys. Only when you ask your question, you can unblock yourself, because each and every question is what? It is your block. The more questions you ask, the more blocks you get rid of. When you have a block, you cannot move through. No. Whenever you don't know something, you cannot continue acting. If you don't know anything about how to speak, what to focus 100% accurately, you will never be able to speak. Never, ever. You will always stop yourself. Stop uttering. Stop, utter, stutter. Stop, utter, stutter. Do you see that? I'm all about words. Okay, here we go, sat here. And one more question, ma'am. I also always block with breathing. Of course you block on breathing, because this is totally crazy. Breathing has nothing to do with speech. Okay, let me read. Breathing in and out when I speak with anybody. So tell me, what's the problem with breathing? The problem is with breathing is very simple. Leave your breathing alone. Breathing has nothing to do with your speech. Leave it alone. Never, ever focus on breathing. Forget about it. What you need to do, you need to focus on a speech action. Speech action. Okay. Okay. Sorry, my cell phone is horizontal, and to read, I need to move my head like this. Okay. So once again, you've got to understand that breathing is a function, a natural function of your body. Normally, people do not care whether they breathe or not. It's none of our business. It's the business of the guy up there, Mother Nature or God. You've got to understand that our lungs are built as a simple pump. If you want to learn more, I've talked about it so much in details on the website, livestutterfree.com. Go there and check it out. I have created recently 4 15-minute videos where I talk about it in details. Okay? I explain what the pump is, because this is our lungs. This is the pump. See, I'm going to just show it to you. When I squeeze, imagine these are the lungs, and I squeeze them. Do I need to do anything else to get the air back in this rubber ball? Check this out. It happens automatically. Look, I squeeze the air out, and then check this out. Do I need to do anything to get the air back in? No. This is the principle how our lungs work. It's a pump. Every time you focus on breathing in, guess what you're doing? You're breathing in oxygen. And normally people do not speak on oxygen. We do not speak on oxygen. Guess what we use? What kind of gas we use for speaking? We use carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. When you breathe in, the access to carbon dioxide, boom, is blocked. you block the access to carbon dioxide gas, which you always have. 100% of the time, you always have carbon dioxide in your lungs. Always. Don't listen to the lies about speech breathing. This is a lie. Normal people never ever do any breathing exercises. Each and every breathing practice harms our body, damages our naturally built pump. Stop doing any breathing exercises. Stop right away. This is my recommendation if you want to stop this insanity. But of course, only my words, the theory that I'm giving to you is not enough, because you need to understand how this speech mechanism works, how this instrument works. You need to understand it, that every time, for example, you close your mouth, you close. This is the instrument. If you close the hole, how can you let the carbon dioxide flow out? How? It's impossible. But you gotta experience it. You gotta experience to understand why the hole, the mouth should be always open. Why? And why we don't care if we even have our mouth. We don't care. Our instrument is built that anyone can print out a spoken word. Print out, because this is your printer. Print out the word. We type not with the finger, we type with the flow of air. The rest, we don't care, okay? But of course, before this computer can print out the whole spoken word, which is made of sounds, it's a melody, okay? Before we can print it out, guess what we need to do? We need to download it in our memory. First, we need to see the image, and we need to have the name of this image in our memory. I mean, it's so much information I can give you. I can go on and on talking about it. But you gotta understand that this is just a theory. Without experiencing it, you will never, ever be able to understand what speech production is, how we speak. Everyone speaks this way without even realization. If you come to any normally speaking person and ask, how do you speak? Can you teach me? A person will look at you and go like this. I don't know, I just speak. This is reality, because speaking is extremely simple. But because of too many lies that you guys believe in, learn to believe, since you were young, since you were children, you now belong to the bastion of lies. You're victims. Okay, you still believe a lot of lies. How do you get rid of lies? You learn the truth. You walk to the bastion of truth. And here is where this truth is. Truth about what speech is. Truth about what stuttering is. Truth about a lot of other things. My students who have been through my course always tell me, Anna, you are my life coach. It's not just about speaking. It's about anything I do in my life. It has to be 100% accuracy. Any action I perform, I have to perform it with 100% accuracy, 100% precision, accurately. And when I don't do anything with 100% accuracy, I stupor, I block, I stop. I have to stop uttering. I have to stop doing something else. Okay, next question. Paul Hanna. You know what, guys? The question is, how much is the course? I recommend you go to the website www.livestutterfree.com. It is all explained there. The price of this is the price of your life. It's your life. It's your future. It's your everything. How can you put a price on your life? Put a price on it. Okay? But of course, we live in the real world and we do need work to earn money. I totally get it. And the people who stutter are mostly the ones who don't have good jobs. A lot of them are just jobless. They sit at home and they're afraid of the whole world. They don't work, period. That's the reality. And I want you to understand that when you are blocked, you are blocked from living your life. However, I also want you to understand that if you feel blocked from living your life, it's the path to, it's a bastion of lies, and it's a path to death. It's a very, very short cut to death. Only people who want to improve themselves, who want to grow themselves, who want to become better, 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 only these people are alive, and they are winners. They can become winners. Those who sit and wait, those who do not work, those who ask, how much is the price? Can you give me a discount? Can I pay less? Those are people who still are not on the way to the bastion of truth. They don't realize that only they can help themselves. If you want to unblock yourself, if you want to learn how your problem, because you have the problem, I don't have a problem, okay? I'm just sharing the truth here because this is what I like. I hate lies. I am sharing the truth. So if you want to learn the truth, you need to work for that. You need to earn the money. You need to keep applying for a job every single day. You need to prepare 100 applications. Every day apply for this job, that job, another job, third job, fourth job, job number 100. You need to apply each and every day because you don't need 100 jobs. You need one. And this is going to happen, but you need to apply for a job. Only lazy and stupid, sorry to say this word again, it's the reality. I don't mean to hurt anyone. Only dumb and lazy do not have a job. And who are dumb? Dumb people are the ones who are confused, who believe lies. If you believe lies that you're not going to get a job, then you're dumb. It's not reality. It's not the truth. It's untruth. You believe the thing that is not resonating with reality. Okay? So once again, if you want to learn how much is the course, number one, go to the website and select the course you want. I am here to tell you that the problems you have can be solved all at once in only 3 days. As I explained to you, why do you need more than 3 days to learn how the instrument works? You look at it, I explain, okay, these are your lungs, this is this, this is this, this is that, this is the whole, this is, your mind is there, your mind is here, this is how everything works. Yeah, in order to experience it, to do it practically, you will need, of course, some time, okay? You need to experience it practically. And within a few hours, when you begin experiencing it practically, you will begin speaking without mistakes because you will begin using correctly your speech instrument. Okay? So why does it have to be more than 3 days? 1 day is more than enough. So there is a reason why we offer 3 options today for financial reasons. People who are still struggling financially, but they cannot take it any longer. Okay, they need to learn the truth today. I don't have the money, I don't have a job, this and that reason. For example, recently I had a student who selected this option. He came to me. He spent $250. It is $250 in just 1 session. I call it a speech pathology, speech therapist way. When you come to me, I give you a little bit of information and you feel better. Not completely eliminate all the problems, but you feel better. Okay, that's the reality. 2-3 hour session. So this man has come to me and we were talking, and when he came to me, he told me openly, you know, Anna, I feel so bad to invest so much money, 3-day courses, $4,500. I feel so bad to invest $4,500 when I have only 5-6 words that I cannot say. I said, okay, let's see where the problem is. Is it really the problem that you cannot say 4, 5, like 6 words? Let me check. And we started talking, and guess what? He has realized that he had 6, 7 blocks, that the words that he could not say were not a problem. The problem was his attention. The problem was his incorrect use of his mind, incorrect use of his attention, incorrect use of his speech instrument. He had 7 problems. And of course, to solve these problems, he would need much more time. He would need at least 3 days. Okay, so depending on what your problem is, depending on that, this is what you need to choose. I don't know you. I am not the one who makes choices. Once again, I talked to you guys about these 3 options last time, but briefly. Option number 1 is $250. Get a little bit of truth to feel better. A little bit of truth to feel better. Option number 3, we offer the 1/3 of the price, only 1 day of the class. You come to us, you unblock yourself, 1-day course, but you do not get a lifetime guarantee that you're going to be stutter-free for the rest of your life. No lifetime guarantee, because you have not done the internship. You have not done the 2 days of practical testing. You have not tested your speech, normal speech, in front of me, under my supervision. Oops, getting tired, beginning to make mistakes. And when you are this way, guess what? I cannot guarantee 100% your success for the rest of your life. And so one option, 250, 2-3 hours. Second option, 1-day course. It's about 3-6 hours, 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 hours. Okay, it's a whole day course, but no lifetime guarantee. And option number 3 is a 3-day complete full day course. I give you 100% lifetime guarantee that you are never gonna go back. Even if you do have a question, you have a mistake you made, you don't understand, you forgot something, you can come back to me anytime, whenever you want, for the rest of your life. Because yeah, life happens. We get in accidents. We may, things happen. I've had people who would get in accidents. They would get it's in Russian, strokes. They would get some car accidents. Yeah, things happen. You can always come back and you can I can unblock you in like 5 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours. You are back, happy, stutter-free. Because you understand how things work. You are smart, especially if you have done the program already. You are already smart. Okay, if you forgot some little things. It's not a problem for me. You got to understand this. Okay? So hopefully I answered your question, Paul, Hannah. How much is the course? Next question. Is there any tips how to control of speed? When I was speaking, I always tried to speak fast like other people, but I could not. How do you control any action? Unfortunately, people who stutter cannot control their mistakes. It is impossible. Once again, 3 reasons. If you don't know what to do accurately, how can you control? You can be focused on what? What are you going to be focused on? If you don't know how to do it correctly, if you don't know what is the optimal speed of speaking, you don't know it. You have never experienced it. You don't know how your speech instrument works. You believe all these lies about so-called fluency, but you don't even know what fluency is. As I mentioned many times, whenever they say fluency, I always ask, what do you mean by fluency? What does it mean? You can ask 100 people what fluency means, and 100 people will give you a different definition. What does it mean, fluency? What does it mean to speak fast? What does it mean to speak slow? You do not know. You have never learned it. You don't understand how much time it requires to select an image, to recall the title, the name of this image, and blow it, printed it out. How much time it requires, you don't know. And when you don't know something, you have no way to control it. No way. How can you control it? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Let me know yes or no, sat here. How can you control what you don't know how to do? How can you control the action of flying a helicopter? For some reason, I'm talking about that. How can you control your dancing if you have never learned to dance? How can you control doing Zumba? This is my favorite activity. If you have never done Zumba in your life, how can you control doing all these Zumba movements? It's impossible. You can't. You will always stupor. You will always stutter. You will always make mistakes. The teacher, the Zumba instructor is moving so fast that sometimes you have to stop and wait to catch up with her. I do it all the time. I love Zumba, but I do stop Zumbaing, doing Zumba, because the instructor is so quick that I have to stop and catch up the movement and start from where I can follow my instructor. You need to see clearly in your mind what is it that you need to do, and then do it with 100% accuracy. It's very simple, sat here. Okay, so once again, tips are for people from the bastion of lies. Tips, tricks, techniques are for people from the bastion of lies. You gotta understand, what are the tips? If you don't know, if you don't see, let's say you step in the dark room and you wanna find something. You may be like a blind person, like trying to find an object in the dark room. How can you, what tips can I give you? Go to the right, go to the left, right? The object is somewhere there. You're going to still be blind. You got to understand it. The only tip that I can give you, turn the light on. See. where the image that you're looking for, where is it? You gotta turn the light on. You gotta become smart. You gotta become familiar with the instrument that you are instructing word melodies from. This guy doesn't know any other melody. That's the only melody it plays, okay? But we know a lot of melodies. That's why we can play them on our speech instrument. This is why even parrots can play melodies, extract melodies that sound like humans' spoken words. Are they smart? Of course not. They're stupid, but they have exactly the same speech instrument, except minus the mind. Their mind is almost non-existent. They don't remember much. But even this little brain allows them to remember some melodies, okay? Okay, I got you, ma'am. Good, good. So there are no more questions. What time are we on? I don't even know. I don't want to go forever because I can, okay? So let me talk a little bit because there are no questions. Oh, there is a question. How can I control it? Once again, control what? You don't know what to control. That's the question I got from Riz. Riz Hamza, are you there? Riz Hamza. Sorry, wave. Come on, wave. Second. Okay, so Riz, what are you going to control if you don't know how your speech instrument works? What are you planning to control? What? It's very simple. Guys, I want you to just get up. I mean, wake up, awaken. Begin asking questions. Begin looking for the truth. Because even if you come to a speech therapist, ask questions. Ask. Why do you want me to do breathing exercises? What does it have to do with speaking? Why? We breathe. We never speak on oxygen. Why do I need to learn to breathe in? Why? Ask questions. You got to understand once again that breathing and speaking have nothing to do with each other. Breathing is a function of the body. Even if when you sleep, you breathe, right? You don't need to worry about breathing ever. Even if you dive under the water, if you tell yourself, I'm not going to breathe because you know it's harmful. If you breathe in, you're going to die. You're going to choke with the water, right? Your lungs are going to work because it's a pump. Even if you tell yourself, I'm not going to breathe, you will breathe in because it's a pump. God created it in the way that you cannot overdo. You cannot. I mean, there are some yogi people, they can live kind of not breathing in for a longer time, but it's just crazy. They are just abusing their body. Okay. So the bottom line is, thank you so much. Yeah, always welcome. Ask questions. The truth is here. Nowhere else. You got to understand it. So as you are sitting and going here, there, everywhere, you listen to all kinds of lies, speculation, hypothesis. You're wasting your life, guys. It's a waste of time. Because what I mentioned to you, I didn't finish the story about the student that I had recently. He came to us, he paid $250, and after 3 hours of our conversation, he said, oh, well, tomorrow is my job interview. Hopefully I'm going to get a job. I'm going to collect the money and I'm going to sign for the 3-day course. That's it. He's realized that every problem he had, we pointed to his problems. He's realized that his problem is not just 5, 6 words that he cannot say. It's much deeper, much, much deeper. Because Etalon unblockers work with both ingredients of the soup, actually 3 ingredients of the soup: will, body, and mind. Will, body, mind. Body, mind, will. Will is kind of hard to work with, because if I tell you, you got to do this, and you are not going to do this, there's not too much I can do. You're going to learn from life. Life is going to push you even harder. Okay? You got to do it. This is why when you step in the Etalon classroom, you got to be ready to change your mindset 100%. It's not easy, because you're going to be changing your mindset with the same kind of mindset. The starting point will be the same mindset you have right now. So you have to be ready to be 100% accurate in completing of your tasks. When my students come to me, I give them tasks. That's how I work. I give you a task, you have to do it completely from the beginning to the end, and you have to be 100% accurate. Okay, that's the only requirement. That's the only demand I have. Be accurate. Do exactly what I told you to do. Don't speculate. Don't stop you. Oh, okay, there is another question. Don't speculate and don't come up with your own ideas what to do, because all these ideas from the bastion of lies. I give you the truth. Truth is powerful. It makes all the difference in the world. Okay, there is another question I get from Facebook. When I speak someone, I stutter. Kindly tell me the reason. Okay, this person probably just joined us. So tell me, madam. Okay, so I'm going to quickly repeat. Your name is Krishna. Krishna, I have talked about this in the beginning of this broadcasting, so I recommend when we're done, go back and listen for more details. But right now, I'll just quickly go over that when you speak in front, when you speak alone, you have correct goal in your mind. You do not set incorrect goals. You do everything correctly, and this is why you can speak with no problems. You use correctly your body-mind computer, your body-mind device, your body-mind instrument, or body-mind tool, whatever you want to call it. It's a device, it's a tool that we use to instruct the sounds of speech, the words. Reads, kindly save your video. Yeah, SaveBook saves the video. They don't delete. I'm not gonna cut it. Why? So once again, when you are speaking on your own, you just speak in the way you want in your head, and you're doing it with no problem. But the moment you step outside, you are in front of another person, you give yourself another goal. You set another goal. You want to impress someone. You want another person to think untruth. You want another person to believe that you are an amazing speaker, that you are an experienced speaker, that you can speak no problem in front of others. And you're not this way. The moment you begin lying to yourself, first of all, you're lying to yourself because you set this incorrect goal. You set the goal that I am a great speaker. You're not. Okay? And once again, when you speak in front of a person, you have no clue what is it that you are supposed to do, to use the same instrument you just used when you were alone. You have no idea what is it that you did when you spoke with no problem. You don't have this information. This is why the only way to stop abusing your own body, you guys all abuse your body. You are self-abusers. You do things that normal speakers never do. Okay? And when they do, they immediately make a mistake, by the way. Immediately. Because, yeah, we all sometimes, again, for these three reasons, when we're not sure what we want to name, what word we want to say, when we are not focused on what we are doing, when we don't care how well we're speaking, we do make mistakes. Okay, so this is just briefly. The only way to stop abusing your body is to figure it out, to learn how this instrument called body-mind works. How is it built? How nature built it? How God built it? It's very simple to use, but you need to learn how it's built, how it works, and what you need to do when you speak. And once again, I want to emphasize, people tell me, share the truth, tell me the secrets. I don't have any secrets. I don't know. What is it exactly you don't know yet? What truth you are missing in your mind? What misinformation, disinformation you still believe? I don't know. When people come to me, I see what questions they ask and I give them information and they immediately unblock themselves. Okay, so here are more questions. Krishna, tell me, madam. Okay. Okay, I just joined you. Okay, I understand. You just joined me. That's why you didn't hear what I said in the beginning. Okay, Paul, my breathing is definitely stressed when I block. Feels like I'm not breathing in the right way. What is that we do wrong then? It's very simple. You do everything wrong. But let me tell you a very simple thing. You don't do it right. That's the problem. When you speak, you must be focused 100% on the 100% accuracy. You need to be focused 100% on the 100% correct speaking action. Accurate speaking action. You need to be focused on the correct action. Do you know it? No, you don't. This is why you start focusing on your breathing. You start focusing on the initial words. You start focusing on other people. You focus on whatever, everything else, but not on what you are supposed to be focused on: an accurate speech action, natural speech norms. Natural. I didn't create this norm. God did. The genius of the author of this Etalon Unblocking program is that he has discovered what these norms are. And last time I spoke to him, he told me that the book of these norms is already 600 pages, written in a small written font. He will never ever publish this book. People will not understand it. It's like a Bible. People read it but cannot understand, and they keep interpreting it. I asked him, can you at least send it to me? He said, yes, I will. But 600 pages is a crazy book with the tiny little letters written. This is how endless endless the lies that we believe can be. The lies are endless, but the truth is only one. There is one truth and endless lies. This is why those in speech clinics, speech centers, they keep inventing their lies because they're easy to sell. They sell these lies, they don't work. They sell these lies, it doesn't work. Lies never work. That's why there are so many techniques, so many tips, tricks, strategies, speech training. Speech training never works. Long-term speech training. You don't need long speech training. It's like you don't know what to do, but you keep training yourself. What are you training to do if you have no idea how to do it right. What are you going to train yourself to do? Stutter? Because for those who just joined us, let me explain. Stuttering is an inaccuracy in your speaking action. Inaccuracy leads to a stupor when a person stops the action that he was performing because of this inaccuracy. It's impossible to continue. It's inaccurate. Okay? So where exactly is your inaccuracy? Do you know that? You don't. You have no idea. Let's say I want to play on this wind instrument, okay? So maybe I go like, I'm not using it accurately. I don't squeeze this. Okay, now I know that I need to squeeze. Now I squeeze not well. Okay, I do like this. How well am I squeezing it? Not well, it's not accurate. In order to extract a good sound, I need to squeeze really well. Here, I know how to do it. See, I focused on how to do it right, and I squeezed a perfect sound, a perfect melody. But of course, this is very primitive. This is a very simplistic instrument. Our body-mind instrument is much more complicated because this thing doesn't have a mind. Okay? It cannot make sounds on its own. We have a mind, and the mind is our memory. Okay? We need to have exact information in our memory. When we believe lies, we act according to the lies. This is why no tips, no tricks work. Okay, so let me see. Paul, thank you for answering my questions. Of course, always welcome. I want to repeat, there are no secrets. No secrets. I share them openly. But you gotta understand, while you are sitting and waiting, your life is tick-tock, 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 tick-tick, tick-tick. You're wasting your life. You know, I have had a student like a month ago. The student came to me and told me that he was watching the videos, YouTube videos. I have like over 200 videos already. I just quit making them. I make videos only when there is something very interesting, okay, some new information. People keep watching my videos, and that person was watching my videos for 5 years. 5 years! He was learning about the success of other people. And finally, one day he made a decision. I gotta get serious. I cannot live my life like this. Because once again, I call it a different way. Stuttering is a cancer. It's a cancer of the mind. It's not like biological cancer. It's not on the physiological level, but it is where cancer, I call it informational cancer. Okay, when we believe lies, the more lies you believe, the more you act in your life according lies, the more you are destroying your life. You're destroying your body. Every time we believe untruth, we destroy the body. If we believe that eating a lot of sugar is good for us, we begin eating sugar, we destroy the body. If we believe that drinking soda, carbonated drinks is good for us, we like them, we drink Coca-Cola, we drink Pepsi, we believe that, we destroy our body chemistry. It's bad for us. The same is with stuttering. The more lies you believe, the more you live according to these lies, you destroy your own body. You destroy your life. And the longer you wait, the more years of your life you are wasting. Because in reality, life is short. We are lucky if we make it to 80 in today's hustle environment of, everything like ecology is horrible, what we eat is horrible, what we breathe is horrible, what we drink is bad for our body. We are lucky if we make it to 80. Okay, you got to understand that. This is why my recommendation is only one for you guys. It's stop waiting. Today, the Etalon Unblocking program is affordable. It's no more expensive, actually, in a way, it's less expensive than an average speech therapy session. That's what it is. We did our best, okay? So, and you, of course, have an option. If you're still skeptical, you still are not sure, maybe what Anna is saying doesn't resonate with me because my speech therapist told me something completely opposite. My speech therapist told me that I have to accept stuttering. I have to learn to live like a blind person, making typos. Typos, once again, speech mistake is a typo in speaking with a flow of gas. That's what it is. So if you're still not sure, if you're still in disbelief, which is totally normal, it's called a cognitive dissonance, go ahead and take the less expensive course. It's only $250, where you step in the Etalon classroom and you begin learning the truth. It's only $250. Yeah, you have to work for even this small amount of money, of course. But it is possible to make this small amount of money and begin learning the truth. You will feel better right away. If you still in disbelief, but you want to get unblocked, you can take 1/3 of the cost, $1,500, $1,500. You will get unblocked 100%. The only problem, you cannot come back to me and ask a question if you're not sure about anything. But once again, there is this $250 program. So if you take $1,500 course, you live, you're okay, you learned a lot, you feel better. But then again, something is missing. You feel that something is missing. You can always come back, pay $250 and get a little more of the time. 2 or 3 hours, then take another program. This is how speech pathologists and therapists work. This is why we don't like this system, but we do have it as an option. Here, you can use it if you want. My preference, of course, is when you work hard to collect $4,500, you submit the money and you never worry about money anymore. You get unlimited time. Anytime you forget something, anytime you learned another lie, anytime you do anything that doesn't resonate with reality, you can come to me and ask, Anna, can I talk to you? Yes, you can. Because it's not a problem for me. And it's in my interests to give you information precisely so you would never come back. Do you realize that? I give you information. I want you to understand it exactly so you would get it and never come back. It's in my interest. I don't want you to come back because I don't charge any more money. Okay? But in speech therapy office, it's in their interest to give you a little bit of information so you would feel better and come back and come back and come back. Remember what I told you, like back and forth. These people are kind of getting used to the new techniques. These people are learning these new techniques. Then these people feel a little bit better. They go to the world, and these people already dropped all the techniques because, of course, they don't work. It's still stuttering, and they return to the speech center. These people are getting used to the techniques. It's like Roman calls it dynamo, never stopping process. It works non-stop. I call it a dishonest, stealing money from people. I call it criminal. It's a fraud. Stuttering, international stuttering cure fraud. It's criminal. I do take money, of course, but there is a big difference. And if you want, you can read the subtitles of the last video I downloaded on YouTube. I just didn't want even to talk about it. I translated what the author of the program, Mr. Roman Snishko, what he said when he did live broadcasting. It's just amazing how he put it straight. Okay, ma'am, tell me what can I do about my stutter? Okay, I wonder if you just sat here. Did you just join me here on YouTube? I guess so. Sat here. It's a very simple thing. What can you do about anything else that you have never learned? What can you do? Let's say you still, when you're typing on the computer, you are making typos all the time. What do you need to do for that? To never make typos. Because once again, you need to understand, your stuttering is a typo. It's an inaccurate action. It's inaccurate because you don't know how to do it accurately. So you're typing on your computer and keep making typos. What do you need to do? You need to learn how to type without making typos. How? Okay, let's say in typing, of course, we know better, much better. Most of you guys, you're used to typing, you know much better. But you understand that when you're typing, you need to make sure which key to push, right? So here is my keyboard. When I'm typing without looking at it, some people can do it. I can't. I've never learned how to do it. So when you're typing and without looking, your finger may slip. What can you do about it? You just look. Oops. Oops. That's how it goes. Oops. You go back to the keyboard, you find the correct letter, and you continue. You need to see the correct letter key. And then that's what you can do. But the problem with speaking is you, people who stutter, are not familiar with the keyboard. You're not familiar with your instrument. You have no idea what your keyboard for speaking is. You have no idea what are the keys we use when we speak. Yeah, speech therapists give you some kind of speculations from the bastion of lies. People from the bastion of lies give you all kinds of craziness. They give you all kinds of information, which is disinformation. Okay? Good one. Yeah. When you don't know how to do something, what can you do about it? Learn it. It's very simple. See, everything, every question you ask, I go back. I take you back. How can you control stuttering? You cannot. You cannot control normal speaking because you have no idea how your speech instrument is built and how to use it. Why don't you know? This is a good question. People ask me, why don't I know? Why this 4-year-old kid knows how to use his instrument? This parrot knows how to use the instrument. And I am a 40, 50-year-old man, have no idea how to use it. This is a great question. And guess what? I have an answer for you. At some point of your life, you have been taken to the bastion of lies. At some point of your life, you have believed lies. Who is at fault? We don't know. You may not even remember. Most of the time when people come to me and begin telling their stuttering story, they don't even remember when it happened, how it happened. They don't remember. Most of the time they remember things. For example, I was reading, it was reading time. I was in the first grade. Everyone was reading out loud. It was my turn to read. And all of a sudden I couldn't say the word. Everyone started laughing at me, pointing to me. And guess what? That was the trigger. The trigger when you believed that something was wrong with you. It was, of course, a lie. Nothing was wrong with you. You just misused your instrument because you were learning to use it for reading. It was new experience for you. You made a typo, speech typo. If your teacher was smart enough to explain to you how speech works when we read, you would have never had this stupid problem. You would have never learned the lie. But too bad. Teachers also have had a conventional training. Teachers also have no idea how we speak, how our instrument, speech instrument is built, and how we use it. They don't have the knowledge. And they cannot help you. This is why at some point of your life, you have believed untruths. You have believed that there was something wrong with you. And then your parents, unfortunately, those who loved you the most, your concerned parents, guess what they did? They grabbed you, or the teacher told them to take you and bring you to a speech therapist. That's where the worst things begin to happen. Because speech therapists, speech pathologists, as I said earlier, they could be the best people God ever created, but they do not have the training about the truth. They don't have the training. They don't know themselves what the speech instrument is, how it is built. They don't know it. And when they begin working with a child, most of them, the majority of them, begin teaching them all kinds of techniques. They begin teaching them to stutter. And the worst thing they begin teaching them, it's kind of without even telling them. They tell them without telling. You are weird. You are different. There is something wrong with you. When other children stay in the classroom, you have to come with a speech therapist and stay with a speech therapist. Why? Why can't I stay in the classroom with my kids, with my classmates? Because you're weird. You need to stay to spend time with a speech therapist. This is like silent message that a child learns in the first grade, third grade, fifth grade. The older you get, the more you become convinced that you are weird, that something is wrong with you. I mean, don't even start me on that. I can go forever on this topic because the bastion of lies is everywhere. It's huge. Huge. It's enormous. The bastion of truth is very small. It's very small. This is why when you really want to learn about something which is truth, it takes a lot of work, a lot of research. And the more you go, the deeper you go, the more you study, you become amazed that it's so hidden. It's hidden so much. It's really hard to find the truth because lies are everywhere on top of each other. You got to get through the lies before you can find the truth. Okay, guys, how much time am I? Oh my God, it's over. Stop. I started at 11. It's over 2 hours. Hey, I got to stop. Okay, so here is the last question. The last questions I see, I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. One more thing, when I am speaking with someone, I always get stressed. What can I do? Learn how to express any emotions through the speech instrument, with the speech instrument. Stress, what is stress? Stress is when again you are misusing your body-mind machine. Don't forget, there are two ingredients, body and mind. When you are misusing your mind, you're not giving yourself the correct goals, setting incorrect goals. It's misusing your mind. You're misusing your mind, you become stressed. You stress your body. Stress starts in the mind. In the mind, you got to understand. Stress in the mind, okay? So what is the solution? Learn how your speech instrument works and begin using it everywhere, in front of others, in front of monsters, on the moon, on the earth, anywhere. It's all the same. It's the same instrument we have. But yeah, you have to experience it. You have to test how it works in different situations. And this is what 3 days are for. Then you get it. You understand how it works. Okay? You understand it not in your head. You understand it in your head and in your body. In your mind and in your body. You get it. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So, not to be stressed, you need to stop stressing your mind. Stress begins in the mind. When you put too much things in your mind and attempt to do it all at once. That's what stutterers do. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Good explanation. Okay. One last question, guys. I'm already tired. If you know the answer to this condition, why not just put it out there free of charge and free us from this? This is a great question. I'm going to spend some time on this. Amazing question. Yes, I know the answer to this condition. Why just not to put it out there? So why not to put it out there? It is out there. It is out there. Go get it. Grab it. It's out there. What am I doing here? Am I charging any money from you? Am I? No. It's free. It's available. There is a whole website. Have you read anything? It's just a question I'm asking. Have you read any information on the website? Have you read any of my blogs? Have you read any of my free ebooks? Have you done any studying? I'm asking Paul, Hannah, have you done this work? Even if after you tell me, Anna, I have done everything available free, then you would not ask this question, by the way. But you haven't done it, have you? It's free. It's available. Go, read it, study. But free of charge and free us from this. You gotta understand that speech is an action. Do you even understand that? It's an action. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you have a broken arm. Here, my arm is broken. I need to go to a doctor and put a cast on my arm, right? Am I sick? Yeah, this is a damage of my body, broken body. But guess what? I can still move my arm, even if it's broken. Maybe painful, but I still can move it. I can move my arm even broken. You understand it? Speech is an action. It can never become sick. There is nothing to cure. There is no illness. And nobody can free me from my typos. When you make a typo on the computer, can someone free you from the typo? When you make a typo, speech is an inaccurate action that you make. You make. Can anybody cure you, free you from the mistake that you make? Can anyone free you from mistake in typing that you made? It is impossible. You are the only person who can free yourself from any mistake that you make. How? You become familiar with the way our body, mind, machine, instrument, tool is built. You learn how to operate it, and this teaching requires 3 days. Not sometimes less, but not more than 3 days. Never more than 3 days. 3 days, you already understand, you become familiar with the machine, with the instrument, and you begin using it. And you free yourself from any mistake by doing it correctly. You can free yourself when you do it correctly. Do you understand this? Nobody can free you, okay? Now, the next question, why do I charge money? Because this is my work. This is what I do for a living. It's my work. I work 24/7, non-stop. I write books, I write blogs, I write blah, blah, blah. I make videos. I work non-stop. And guess what? Nobody's paying me for this work. I need to continue working. I charge money because I need to continue helping people. I need to continue writing books, continue making videos. Do you think that they would, if I come to the store, they would give me free computers, free cell phones, free applications, free whatever? Nothing is free in this world, guys. I have to work for that. And the work should be paid. And once again, there is a difference. The whole bastion of lies is getting paid. And you are fertile stutterers. You fertile slaves who keep supplying, fertilizing this whole fraudulent industry with money. This is what you are doing without even questioning. Why don't you go to a speech therapist and ask, why don't you teach me free? And by the way, some speech therapists do work for free because they steal money, our money, government money we pay for taxes, tax money. They steal our money, the government money, yes. And that's how you get it for free. Okay? So once again, what I do requires money because I need to continue helping people. We are a non-profit organization. You supply money, you give us the money, and we help you, and then we continue helping to people, other people. We create websites, we do this, we do that. Everything requires money. This is why, once again, you're the only person who can help yourself. You gotta work for the truth. Lies are available. Go get lies. Go pay. Pay for lies if you want. I am a truth seller. Yes, I sell truth. And it's very easy to sell because what I'm saying makes 100% sense. I'm not selling any lies. That's why it resonates with people. Okay, it's easy to sell. Okay, I can give it some interview for the job. What should I do? Okay, this is my last question. Wacky, what should I do? Come to me, become familiar with the speech instrument. Understand how it works, become smart. Stupid people don't get the jobs. They don't. And if you cannot get through the interview, go to the job. Don't lie to yourself that you can get through the job. Don't go with a lie. Be honest with yourself. Go and get a job that requires your body muscles. You don't need to speak there. Get a job where you can carry things, wash cars. I don't know, do something where you don't have to speak. Come to the interview and tell them, I am a stutterer. I haven't developed yet my speaking skills well, but I am a very strong man. I can do a very good muscle job. Hire me. I'm going to be the best worker. That's what you need to do. Be honest with yourself and with other people. Don't lie. The bastion of lies is hard to deal with. If you want to get, that's exactly what I just had. A person that came to me, he had an interview tomorrow. No, on Monday, he had an interview. He typed to me on Saturday, are you available, Anna, on Sunday? Can you, can we chat? And he stepped in the classroom for $250. We had this conversation. And he was like, oh my God, hopefully I'm going to get this job and I'm going to sign up for your course. He realized that what problem he had cannot be solved right away. You need at least 3 days. Okay? People who stutter are funny. They believe that someone will give them a magic pill. They're going to take the pill. Boom. They are going to be so smart. It's impossible. It's exactly wacky. It's exactly if you ask me, Anna, I had an examination in chemistry. My examination is tomorrow. I haven't studied chemistry ever. What is the solution? Can you give me a recommendation? You're going to fail your examination. That's all. Please stop waiting. It's affordable today. Affordable, affordable. Don't believe the lies that Etalon unblocking is too like cosmic. It's so expensive. It is not. When you begin working hard as a strong man, you may accumulate $4,500. It's just a matter of time. But you begin working on that. Work, work. Every day that you haven't earned money for yourself is a waste of time, waste of your life. Once again, you're lucky if you have 80. Every year is a waste of your time, waste of your life. Don't wait. Get on this. Ask your parents if you are still dependent on your parents. Involve them. Make them help you. Explain to them that it is their responsibility to get involved with you. It's their responsibility. They didn't do it when you were young. They may help you, okay? It's their responsibility, but you gonna work with them, okay? There was a question I didn't see. This is my last, okay, I think that there are no questions. I am tired. And see, it was almost 3 hours that I spent with you. Paul, nobody paid me for this because it's available. But you have to do some work. You need to do some work to earn money. You need to do some work to learn the truth. Lots of love to you. See you next Friday. I guess I'm going to start doing on Fridays. Bye-bye. Ooh, low battery. Finish. Okay. How do I stop this now? Here.